Well, this looks like a lot of trouble. What about that jar? Would that not be an easier way?
You're absolutely right, Gordon. It is a lot of work, but only for a short time, because what we're going to do today is put food in a freezer that will actually last us weeks, if not months. But this jar, do you know how much scorch this jar costs?
30p?
That's a good guess, but actually it's a lot more than that. What about you, Jack Ringo?
Or 50p?
Not
Gordon?
62.
It's 70p. It's about 70p for a jar like that. And if you're thinking you're giving your child, that's a good reaction, Gordon. If you think that you're giving this about 3 times a day, it does add up when you can do a lot of this for about sort of 5p a meal. So we're going to start. I'm going to start with actually showing people how to do the butternut squash because it is such a good food. What have you got there, Scorch?
It's another one, all ready.
That looks fun. Do you want to hold it up for us? There you are. Well, do you know how much that one costs?
Or I think 70p like the other one.
This is strawberries and apples. It's almost like a drink.
It looks posh.
80p.
It's £1. So again, it's very nutritious, but you can go out, especially at this time of year, you can go out strawberry picking and blackberry picking in the blackberries are out now. You can actually go pick those virtually for free. With strawberries you have to pay for, but you can pick the blackberries for free and freeze them, and you can use those as well. But strawberries and all those things you can pick really cheaply.
How many days would that jar last?
Well, that's another good question, because you can't, once you have to open the jar, put the jar into the baby's own dish, and then feed from the dish, because if you start feeding from the jar, and then you put the jar back in the fridge, the bacteria in the baby's mouth is going back into the jar, and you can only leave that for about a day.
That's not very nice.
But you could keep it in the fridge for about 3 or 4 days and just decant it out into a bowl. But it wouldn't last you many meals, probably about 2 to 3, depending on how hungry your baby is. So this, what we need is a good chopping board and a very solid knife. Which,
I have a knife!
Oh, thank you, Ringo. That's fantastic. Right. So what you do is you don't have to peel it, but you have to chop the end off like that. And then sort of cut it into sort of chunky slices.
You're very strong, Xena.
You have to be strong for this. Like I said, it's a bit of a tough one to do. And you get it into quite sort of sizable chunks. And then the last part becomes very seedy, and we don't want the seeds.
Can you eat the seeds?
No.
Could you plant the seeds?
You could and see what you grow. That would be a very good question. But you see, so once you start getting towards the end, it's very seedy. So you can scoop those out, but you can't cook them like sunflower seeds.
Could birds eat them?
Yes, you could put them out for the birds.
I like
And then you literally just top off the peel like that. But it's pretty solid, it's pretty hard. But as you can see, most of the vegetable is edible. There's only a tiny bit of the seeds that you can't eat.
That's yummy.
So that's basically what you're doing.
It's lots
So you cut off, there is a lot there, and this will last you for days and days and days, lots and lots of meals.
How much is one of those?
It's quite expensive, it's about £1.50, but if you think of how much you get in that, and then you can mix it with all these other much cheaper ones, but they do vary in price depending on the season and where you shop. I mean, this was, shouldn't say the names, but this was Tesco's. You can probably get them cheaper in other places. It's just looking around and seeing what's around. Lidl's, Aldi's, all those places. So all I'm doing is just chopping this, because this is what we're going to do with all the vegetables. But the other ones, obviously, like the carrots. Have we got a potato peeler, anybody? Oh, thanks, Gordon. That's fantastic. I'm just going to ask you, Gordon, why do you think vitamins and minerals, why are these foods important?
Vitamins and minerals?
Yeah.
For growth and development?
I know!
What else? What do you think, Ringo?
I think they help keep the germs away.
Yeah. One of the things that's really important, and why is it important to keep germs away?
So we can be healthy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you in a second, but do you see, so the carrots, the potatoes, all you do is just peel them, and then again just chop them into sort of bite-sized pieces to cook. So the butternut squash, once you start cutting it, it's really easy, and you just cut it, it cooks very quickly. So you just put it into bite-sized pieces, and then we're going to put all that in the saucepan.